Formula One season has a break, and you know what? It's time to rank the top three drivers so far after three races. I know it's only been three races, but listen, we've got no Formula One for 5 weeks. What am I going to do with myself? Okay, we're going to rank the top three Formula One drivers so far in 2026, and we're going to start off with P3 on this podium. I'm going to go with Pierre Gasly. P8 in the Drivers' Championship in the Alpine. I'm seeing this guy getting Q3 appearances. I'm seeing him top 10 finishes in the points, solid performances as well. He has been outstanding. Alpine as a whole has been outstanding. This team has been brilliant. Pierre Gasly is working his socks off. He's driving the wheels off the Alpine. The Alpine as a whole, they're becoming impressive. They're getting better and better. Colapinto will find his moment as well. He will get his feet under the table with that car because the car is good. They've done such good work, Alpine. They've worked so hard over the winter, and I have to give them credit where credit is due. They've put out so much effort, such good effort on the chassis, on the engine, obviously partnering with Mercedes, and it was the right call. I slated it at the time because I thought, how are you, Renault, gonna get rid of your own engine? What kind of institution is this? Who takes this team seriously? But I tell you what, I have to hold my mouth on that one because Mr. Pierre Gasly has been sensational, absolutely brilliant. Arguably driver of the day in some races because I think people are still shocked at how good this Alpine is, or how shocked or how good Gasly is managing to squeeze every ounce of the Alpine. It's been phenomenal. Pierre Gasly has been brilliant. What do you mean he's in the top 10? Ahead of Max Verstappen in the Drivers' Championship. Pierre Gasly has been fantastic. What's he got? 15 points. P8 so far in the Drivers' Championship. He has been so impressive. Those Q3 appearances, especially in quali, and then the race itself, finishing in the top 10, regular business for Pierre Gasly. I'm loving every ounce of it, and hats off to him. Long may it continue for the 2026 season. I hope Gasly, I hope there'll be a podium this year. I hope there'll be something that we could celebrate with Pierre Gasly in 2026. He's been nothing short of outstanding. P2 on this list, guys, it's got to be Oliver Behrman. It's got to be Oliver Behrman. I know you're thinking, Pete, wait just a damn minute. Did you not do a video about how he's overrated? Yes. Putting him P2 in this year's ranking is not overrating him. Because what he's done in that Haas this year, unbelievable, sensational, brilliant stuff from Oliver Behrman. He has been consistent. And bear this in mind, I think he's P7 in the Drivers' Championship, ahead of Gasly, 17 points. The Haas, hello, we need to do a video on the Haas, by the way, because they've done something from the livery up until the performances. These guys have done something. Now, remember this, right? Behrman had a horrendous crash in Japan, right? And one for Formula One to really have a look at, have a deep dive, consider what they're going to do with these regulations, see how they're going to change it, make it more safe for the drivers, because Colapinto and Behrman were on two different planets in that moment, right? One was harvesting battery, the other one was doing whatever, and it was just yeah. Anyway, that's another conversation for another day. But Oliver Behrman's performances, even with that being said, right, he got no points in China, and yet I see him, sorry, in Japan, and yet I see him P7 in the Drivers' Championship. I think he's like 2 or 3 points behind Oscar Piastri, who was sensational at the Japanese Grand Prix. So, we have to give the credit where it's due. What is a Haas doing P7 in the drivers? What is a Haas doing? I think they're P4 or P3. Where are they now in the constructors? They're ahead of Red Bull. They're ahead of Alpine. Maybe not ahead of Red Bull, but they're ahead of Alpine, right? What are they doing there? What are Haas doing in the head of the midfield? What are they doing at the head of that midfield pack? I've been thoroughly impressed by the Alpine. I said, yo, Alpine, you guys are looking sensational. There's a video on that coming out later. But the Haas, we need to put some respect. Ayo Komatsu, man, come to the stage. You've done a phenomenal job. But who's been putting the marker down in that Haas has been Oliver Behrman. And I have to give the credit where it's due. He's been terrific. Outstanding performances. I think 5 races in a row he'd finished in the top 10. You include last season as well, the back end of last season. He was on an amazing streak. And, Oliver Behrman has been nothing short of phenomenal. He has to be in this top 3 list. We did not expect him to be here. We did not expect Gasly to be where he is. And that's why he's P2 on this list. But you know who's P1 on this list? Do you know who my number one guy is? Do you know who is number one this season? It's going to be Kimi Antonelli. Of course it is. He leads the constructors, sorry, he leads the drivers' championship, right? 70 odd points, 70 plus points already after 3 races. Okay, we've had a sprint Grand Prix in that mix as well. Fair enough. So there's points added there. Not a lot, but there's still some points added nonetheless. What is Kimi Antonelli doing leading the drivers' championship? Can somebody ask me this? Answer me this. What is he doing leading this championship? This guy is outstanding. When George Russell wins the race, guess who's P2? Kimi Antonelli. He's on the podium. He's right there. Kimi Antonelli, if he's not on P2, you know what he's done this season? He's P1. He's been on pole position twice this season, and he's won the race twice this season. Head to head, he's ahead of George Russell on both counts. What? What do you mean? I know the Mercedes car is sensational. We know it's great. We know it's powerful. We know it's the bee's knees. But we cannot, when I say cannot, expect Kimi Antonelli to be better than George Russell this season. Where from? This is Kimi Antonelli's second year in Formula One. He's 19 years of age. You know what I'm saying? Like this isn't supposed to be his time yet. It's supposed to be George Russell's time. It's supposed to be George Russell's time, not Kimi Antonelli's. So God knows what Kimi Antonelli is doing P1 in the drivers. You know, like maybe, let's say, like, because, you know, George Russell finished P4 or P5, wherever it was in Japan. So maybe, like, if Kimi was like second, he's ahead of him in the championship, ahead of George Russell in the championship because of happenstance, right? We would be like, oh, okay, fine. Consistency over intensity. Cool. The guy has got 2 race wins, and then he's finished second. He's got 2 pole positions. Kimi Antonelli, man, stand up. Italy, stand up. This is your guy. This is the guy that's going to bring that pride back to Italy, at least in this sport. Because in some of the other sports, we won't talk about it. But my goodness, Kimi Antonelli is the one guy representing Italy right now, along with Sinner, Jan Sinner as well, right? And shout out to the Winter Olympics crew. Can't remember the names, but anyway, Kimi Antonelli is leading the drivers' championship. He has 2 race wins so far this season. He is ever present on the podium this season. 1-1-2. He's always there. He's always there. And that, for me, in and of itself, he's the most consistent driver so far. He's been absolutely outstanding. He is fantastic this year. And he's really taking it to George Russell. And if he continues in the way he's going, he could beat George Russell for the world title. And that would be unbelievable. That would be amazing from Kimi Antonelli, right? So Kimi Antonelli, of course, is the best driver so far this year. Easy. Easily the number one. Honorable mentions. Charles Leclerc was on my radar because the Ferrari also seems to come out with a little rocket launcher. I'm loving the way those race starts are happening. I'm loving to see Hamilton and Charles Leclerc overtaking, ducking and diving into the corners. They don't have enough to sustain a race win at the end, but you know, that pole position was nearly there for Charles in Japan, wasn't it? It was nearly there until he made that mistake. But he's been finishing on the podium. If not, he's been finishing P4. Charles Leclerc has really been there. He's really been about his business, leading ahead of Lewis Hamilton, his teammate, in the Drivers' Championship. Like, he's really been doing absolutely exceptionally well, and also Lewis Hamilton as well. Not to bash on Lewis. Lewis has actually been very good this season as well. He's been we're seeing glimpses of him being back to himself, and that's a good sign. And it's only been 3 races, so long may it continue. Maybe he'll grow and develop over the course of the season. We have to wait and see. Not entirely sure. But those are some of the honorable mentions. And, you know, I'm watching Oscar Piastri. I have to get a McLaren guy in there. Of course I do. I'm watching Oscar Piastri because he finally actually had a race to do this year. And when he did, guess what? He nearly got on pole. And then secondly, he nearly won the race. He finished P2. Exceptional. He nearly won the race, man. If he had won the race, I'd put him in this top 3, I think. Because he's gone out once this season to actually go out there and race. And look what he's done. Now, I know in Australia, when he crashed on the concession lap, whatever it was called, and, you know, he crashed and it was partly his fault, partly the car's fault. That's a howler. China, we can't even get outside. We can't even attempt to be anywhere near where we want to be. That's not on him. He finally gets a run in, and what do we have here? We have him getting P2 on the podium, nearly winning the race. But not to be. not to be in the top three this year so far. Kimi Antonelli's number one. Number two is Oliver Behrman. Number three is Pierre Gasly. If you agree, smash a like on the video. If you don't, let's have a conversation in the comments section, shall we? And explain. Tell me who should be in this top three, or maybe the order's wrong. Let me know in the comment section down below. Until next time, lights out.